G'day guys, thanks for stopping by. Today's video is a reasonably long one. This weekend's video was meant to be covering off some of the stuff that Azita has just recently sent out to me. Unfortunately that didn't turn out, but luckily I did have my new DMR radio, which is the Ailunce HD1. I took that with me just to camp, just so I could have a bit of a listen in the background, have a bit of a bugger around with the hotspot. And in the end I decided to knock up a video on the HD1 and just give you a look at DMR, give you some sort of an understanding about the sort of contacts you can make. I got to make contact with Wayne in Israel. Israel isn't an amateur radio operator, but he's considering taking it up. So towards the end of the video you'll get to see that contact with Israel. Wayne and Israel, if you found the video, thanks for the chat, it was nice to talk. I'm also going to give you a quick look at the Android head unit that I've got in the car that works really well with the hotspot and just a little HT. It allows me to monitor the dashboard and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, this is DMR, this is the Ailunce HD1. Jump in, have a look and enjoy the camp. Cheers guys. Look at what I'm doing today. It doesn't get any better than this. So this is the new Ailunce HD1. I do have the TYT MD380. I wasn't super happy with that. Nice enough little radio, but I was finding it was dropping out on the end of QSOs, etc. Just having dropouts. So I connected up my scanner at home, the Whistler 1080, I think it is.
Zero Kilo Victor Kilo listening for the station that's programming the radio,
which will do DMR. And it was receiving the transmissions perfectly without any dropouts. So that told me there was something wrong with the radio. So I've picked up another one, which is the Ailunce HD1. And I really like this radio. It's got the address book. It's a big hefty unit compared to the 380. But I'm quite liking this radio. And the audio coming out of this thing is amazing. As you can see, I'm out in the bush, bit of a cleared area. And I can turn this up. And it pretty much echoes through the whole area. We'll turn that up and you'll hear it.
NS6 Golf Bravo Delta from Kilo Golf 2 Romeo Yankee. 73 is golf. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy. Hope you have good weather.
I'm not sure whether you're hearing that, but that's echoing through the bush around the back here. So outstanding audio on the HD1. And really liking the fact that it's got the contact list in there as well, or the address book, so I can see who I'm talking to. It makes it a lot easier when you're out portable or you're in the car or something like that. Obviously if I'm in the car, I've got the head unit, which can bring up the Pi-Star dashboard, and then I can see who's talking and stuff like that. But it's nice if I'm portable to have that information come up on the radio.
6 Golf Bravo Delta from 9 Hotel 4 Charlie Mike. Good morning, thank you for coming back to my call. My name is Charlie, I'm the QTH Coastal Island Malta, QSL.
9-4 Hotel Charlie Mike, this is Kilo Mike 6 November Delta Victor.
Kilo Mike 6 November Delta Victor from 9 Hotel 4 Charlie Mike. Good morning, thank you for answering my call. My name is Charlie, I'm QTH Coastal Island Malta, QSL.
QSL, my name is Ray Romeo Alpha Yankee from California, Redlands, California, about 65 miles east of Los Angeles. Copy.
So we'll just jump back in the car, just turn the accessories on to get the radio to come up. Hotspot is just buried over the back there somewhere. It's plugged into the side of the car, it's getting power. What I've done here is just put a shortcut onto my desktop to my Pi-Star. So because this is just accessed via the browser, what you can do is just save it as a bookmark the page once you've logged in, and then with Android you can then send that to your desktop, and then obviously you can put that bookmark anywhere you like. So it's just a tap on that icon and that'll bring up your dashboard or whichever page you want to bookmark. So if you want to bookmark the config page, just bookmark the config page and then send that to your desktop and then drop that anywhere you want. Just on the main desktop, and so you can just see the traffic that we were just listening to. I do currently have it set on D-Star and DMR, Unfortunately, I haven't programmed the radio in the car for D-Start, so the reason I've come back in is to come back here and just change the config. I want to just turn off the D-Star. This is on the car network, sitting on top of the dash here. I've just got a 4G modem that will pull power from the battery when the car is on. You can see we're down to about 11%, so that needs a charge. This is my 4G modem, so that's taking the 4G cellular network, converting it to a Wi-Fi signal, and that's also the network that the Pi-Star, which is over the back of the car, is connected to. Now, because they're on the same network, we can use this head unit, no different to being at home on your PC and logging in to the Pi-Star via the URL, which is located on the network, obviously, the local network. So we've logged in on the car just using the browser, and we're in there. So I just need to go in here. Just going to turn off the D-Star. There we go. Now, I can be doing this from my mobile device as well, so I can do this on the phone if I want to. Just going to apply the changes. I'll say yes, we'll remember that login. So we're just applying those changes. That'll go through the boot sequence and come back up. So from this perspective, I can be running the D-Star radio, which I've got down here, the 7100, albeit that I said it's not programmed for this hotspot, it's programmed for the old one. I've also got the 808 over here, but it's just started giving me grief for the last couple of days. I'm not real sure what's going on with that, but I think we might be up for a new radio. So that's a great little radio. Perfect little spot there beside the steering wheel. The main body of that radio is in there. The main body of the 7100 is over the back. Let's have a look at the admin page, just so you can see that everything's working. There we go. Alright, and just back to dashboard. Hopefully you can hear that radio out there. We've got a bit of activity going on there. KG2RY. And if we click on that, or touch on his call sign, it'll take us to QRZ, and hopefully we've got enough of a signal here to get in. So interestingly enough, he's been licensed since 1974, which is 45 years. I know that because that's the year I was born. Now I could log in as well and would get his location and all that sort of stuff, so let's do that. Aussie bastards, aren't they? So once I turn the car off, the modem is no longer going to be powered, and as you've seen, the battery in this thing's not much good anymore. So what we're going to do is take this from the front of the car, go around to the back of the car, and what I've got in the back of the Pajero is just, this is connected up to my auxiliary battery, so I charge everything off the back here, all my cameras and all that sort of stuff. So I'll just sit that little modem up there, or plug it in. Now that it's got power, that'll just keep running. Pop our little hotspot up there, so that's out of the way. So that's a nice little setup. I do need to get something so I can mount that, maybe just a bit of Velcro or something, and I have that sitting over the back of the car, run an external antenna. Anyway, so that's our Pi-Star setup when I'm mobile. So I can either have it run over the front of the car, which is how I'll normally do it. Obviously when I'm in the car I'm normally driving. The modem will take power from the accessories. When I pull up I can take it out, plug it in the back here, running off the auxiliary battery, the same as which the little Pi-Star is plugged into as well, the little jumbo spot. So that's plugged into the auxiliary battery, and of course we've got 240 watts of solar on top, so we've got plenty of power to keep us going, albeit that I'm parked in the wrong direction compared to the slope of those, compared to the sun. Anyway, whatever. A hotspot set up over the back, and I'm having a nice little camp out here with the dog. Things couldn't be better. When these boys finish with their contact,
Well, David, you must have a good race.
we'll jump in and we'll make one and just test out the Ailunce HD1.
Good morning, Richard. I'm Henry 1 Golf Yankee. Thank you for coming back to my call.
K5AMM portable near Eugene, Oregon. Testing.
K5AMM VK2 Mike Romeo X-ray.
VK2 from K5AMM. My name is Wayne, Whiskey Alpha Yoke Nancy Easy, and just demonstrating DMR. We're just checking things out tonight. How are you doing today, sir? Over.
K5AMM from VK2MRX. Good afternoon to you, Wayne. Good evening. Perfect timing, mate, on your behalf, actually. I'm actually just out doing a little bit of a camp. Got a little bit of a fire with me, going into the jumbo spot, which I've got located over the back of the car. I'm actually in the process of just shooting a quick YouTube video for the purpose of just demonstration, similar to what you're doing there. So I figured you're coming up for a test, mate. I might grab you just for a quick QSO, mate, say a quick hello, and get some quick footage for this YouTube video. If that's okay with you, mate, I'll put that up a little bit later on. K5AMM from VK2MRX. Name this way is Brett, Wayne. Brett. Bravo, Romeo, Echo, Tango, Tango, over.
I'm sorry, I missed your name. Give me your handle again.
Yeah, no problems there, Wayne. The name is Brett, mate. Bravo, Romeo, Echo, Tango, Tango, over.
Okay, Brett, very good. I had a little bit of a packet loss whenever you said your name, and so I didn't catch it, but I got it that time. Very good. Well, this young man has asked me what in the world I'm carrying this little gadget around with and won't know what I was doing, and I said, well, I'll just take time to show you and demonstrate what all it will do. And so it's his first time to be exposed to amateur radio and the DMR mode of transmission. Anyways, very good on your YouTube video and trying to probably show off DMR yourself. Back to you, Brett. VK2MRX K5AMM. Over.
And VK2MRX returning. Yeah, thanks very much, Wayne. I'm always happy to take part in introducing somebody to amateur radio. Like I said, I'm only probably about half an hour, 30 minutes drive from my place, just in the bush, and I'm sitting here with a lovely campfire and the dog here chewing on a piece of wood beside me. A little bit of forward driving to get to my location. It is an absolutely beautiful day. Not a cloud in the sky, and it's around about 18 degrees Celsius. I'm not sure, I apologise, mate. Well, that converts to Fahrenheit. I'm more than happy to have a quick chat to the young fella if you want to throw him on the mic, if you're allowed to, over.
Brett, I would love that. This man has never spoken on amateur radio before, so I'll turn it over to him and let you say a few words to him.
Excellent, Wayne. I will be standing here waiting. Go ahead whenever you are ready.
Hi, Brett. My name is Israel. I am living in Eugene, Oregon currently. Visiting some family for a family reunion here and on the coast, and very excited to learn everything about ham radio here. So very open to learn anything new here. Over.
All copy there, Israel. Nice to meet you, mate. Nice to talk to you for the first time. And hopefully, if you enjoy it, mate, you might get out and get your ticket, and it won't be the last time we'll have a chat. Obviously, you've got Wayne there to show you around amateur radio, but mate, it's a wonderful hobby. There is so much, absolutely so much, that you can get involved in, regardless of what your level of interest is. Plenty of people out there to take you through it, mate, be willing to show you the ropes. Not a problem at all. It's just an absolute great hobby, and I don't think you find many other hobbies where you get to interact with people internationally like this. It's just absolutely brilliant. Back to you, Israel. K5AMM from VK2MRX, Newcastle, Australia.
All right there, Brent. Yeah, thank you so much. I definitely look forward to learning more about ham radio. I'm very interested in the way that I could potentially use it for emergency management and preparedness for myself and our home. I am very interested in this mode of communication, very limited to it all, and very eager to learn all the ins and outs. If you don't mind me asking, what time is it over there on your end of the world? Over.
VK2 MRX returning. Israel, it is now 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We're heading into winter now, or we're into winter. So the days are a little bit cooler. It's around about 16 degrees now, I think, outside. That's Celsius. I'm about 150 kilometres north, or around about a 2-hour drive north of Sydney along the east coast. You are absolutely correct. Amateur radio, in addition to being a fun hobby, it is an absolutely brilliant tool for emergency, I guess, services or requirements, whatever you may have around the home. We have some contests here. They refer to them as contests or field day, and I believe you guys have something similar over there. Wayne would be able to fill you in about that. But they have contests which is about getting out and setting up almost an emergency station. It's practical experience for setting something up like that in the field. So if you've got some sort of a disaster or something in there, you'll be well prepared. You get out, have a bit of fun, make some contacts, but it's all about being prepared should a disaster happen, and you've got that experience under your belt. You know how to set up a station. If everything doesn't go well and you don't have access to power and all that sort of stuff. So that's something maybe you could have a look into. But yes, so many aspects of the hobby, mate. It doesn't matter what you're interested in. There's something there that you could have a go at. But certainly if you end up getting your ticket, mate, don't be shy about just jumping on the radio and pushing the key down like you are now and just having a chat, putting out a call. Mate, somebody will be more than happy to come back to you and have a chat and help you out if you need it. So yeah, there you go. All right, I will leave it there, Israel and Wayne. I don't want to hold up the repeater for too long. I've got to shoot some more video. So if you search my call, probably sometime next week, I'll have this video up and you'll be able to see where I'm camping and the setup that I'm using there, if you're interested. So thanks very much for the contact, Israel. I appreciate it, mate, jumping on and saying a quick good day. I know there can be a little bit of nervousness around that, jumping on and saying hello on amateur radio for the first time, but I'm glad you did. It was nice to talk to you, and thanks very much to Wayne there as well for coming back to the call. VK2 MRX. Thanks very much, Israel. Appreciate the chat, mate. Over.
Okay, Brett. Very good. Fine. No packet loss. Very little. Had just a little bit at one time when you first come back, but no packet loss on the most of your last transmission. You bet. Thanks very much for filling Israel in. I don't know what his interest might be, but he's pretty outgoing, and I think he would fit into the community very well, and he would enjoy the activities that we do around, especially in the emergency fields of when things happen that we need communications and we don't have any. We do what we have to do. Anyway, let me wish you a very happy weekend, Father's Day, and hope that you enjoy your time out by the fire, and hopefully we'll catch you again sometime. So best 73s to you, 73, Brett, and hope to meet you again down the log. VK2 MRX. This is K5AMM on worldwide. We'll be monitoring.
Thanks very much, Wayne. Appreciate the contact, mate. Thanks, Israel, and look forward to talking to you both again. K5AMM from VK2 MRX 73, and all the best.
K5AMM VK4 Zebra Quebec VK4ZQ in Brisbane. Listening.
So there you go. So that's amateur radio, and that's DMR. If Wayne and Israel, if you end up doing a search and find this video, hi guys, thanks very much for the chat. It was nice to talk to you for the first time. And Israel, if you're interested, mate, get into it. You'll love it. Look at what I'm doing today. It doesn't get any better than this. I'm out. I wouldn't say I'm camping, but I'm out in the bush. The dog's over here playing with the timber. I've got a nice little fire. We've just had lunch. The day is beautiful, and this is the sort of thing you can do. So if you're interested in amateur radio, mate, have a go. And if you get your ticket, get in touch, give us a shout, and let's have another chat. For all the rest of you, I think you've heard how well the HD1 has just performed out in the field. I did have a quick FM contact with somebody else through one of the repeaters, and he basically said that the audio was quite low. So I did adjust up the mic gain to positive 10, but he did say it was a little bit low. I just jumped into the menu and there was a mic gain on it. I bumped up to 5. It was sitting on 0. I don't know what the gain goes up to, but is that any better, mate?
Yeah, a tiny bit better, but it just sounds like it's, just the volume, the level is low. So I don't know whereabouts the microphone is. Have you got an extension, like a extension microphone, like a speaker mic or something?
Roger, mate, I do, but I didn't bring it with me. It was a last-minute decision to chuck this in the car and listen to a bit of DMR while I was travelling. Just give me 2 shakes, mate. I'll put the mic gain right up. Need any improvement?
Yeah, that's a lot better.
So I have to have a look at that and see whether there's a setting or something in there that I can have a play with. One of the issues that I do have with the radio, and it is some of the feedback that I've seen that others have put on there, is that some of these keys are multifunctional, and it doesn't necessarily tell you what that multifunction is. So if you press and hold, you get one function. If you just tap, you get another function. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell you what that additional function is. So if you want to change bands or VFOs, you're going to use the star key. But on the star key, it says scan. So you need to know what those things are. So a little quick guide or something might be handy if you're going to have the HD1. It's a big radio as far as a HT goes, but it is very solid. I did get this second hand, so I need to get rid of this wrist strap and actually put the belt clip on the back, because this thing is just going to annoy me. And I usually like, when I'm sitting out and I'm camping and I'm doing a bit of portable radio, I like to have the belt clip on the back. Just clip the radio on the back of my seat there so I can listen. Now the best thing about this, 2 things really that I'm really liking about it. Having the contact list or having the address book in here so everybody's name comes up. Again, you saw me probably looking at the radio a couple of times during that QSO. It's nice to be able to see who you're talking to and not having to remember the call signs. It is a little bit small, but my eyes are getting a bit old these days, so I'd like the writing to be a little bit bigger, maybe to be able to adjust the font. I'm not sure, maybe I can, I don't know. The other thing I like is the audio that comes out of this little speaker is bloody brilliant. I do have the hand mic that comes with this, so I might throw the hand mic on and see whether that sorts out my audio issues on FM, but I've had no feedback re-audio other than positive on DMR, so that may be something to do with the radio. I think a number of the digital radios tend to be better on digital, and when you press them into service on analog, sometimes they're not that great performers. Look, certainly functional. He said he was able to hear me. He said the audio was just a little bit low. So that was just a real quick video, just showing you a quick look at the Ailunce HD1. Really like this radio, but then I like all the radios pretty much. I don't think I've ever had a radio that I wasn't particularly happy with. I did sell my Yaesu FT8900 that I had in the car. I didn't like the way it did memory management. But as far as HTs, look, frankly, I don't think I've really had a bad one. Like most of us, I go and do a bit of research before I go and spend some money on amateur radio gear. So I usually know what I'm getting into before I grab the radio. This is a direct conversion radio versus the MD380, which is a super het, and I have noticed that when you have this radio near something else that is transmitting, it will cut out, you will lose the transmission, but this is actually receiving better when I'm at home near the hotspot than the MD380 was. The 380 was cutting out and I was losing transmissions here and there. I've gone over to this one, haven't made any adjustments to the jumbo spot at all, and this has been working perfectly. I have since made some adjustments to the hotspot and got the MD380 to work that little bit better, but this has worked great straight out of the box. What you're seeing there is that. So the dog's getting himself some timber, and he always likes to get in. He's just about stabbing me with that. So that's it. So that is the video for today, guys. It was great to make a contact. It was nice to listen to everybody having a chat there in the background. There's still QSOs going on at the moment. So there you go, DMR. Look, any of the digital modes are going to get you this sort of contacts. DMR is probably the cheapest way to get into it. This radio, I think I paid about $90 for it, second hand, might have been $100. The hotspot that I've got in the back of the car was $120 or something. Now these are Australian prices, this was second hand. These are up near the $200 if you want to get a new one off eBay. I'll put a link down to some some of these on eBay if that's what you're looking for. Obviously you'll be able to do your own research there, or see if you can pick up second hand. So the MD380 that I've got, I think I paid about $70 for that. So between the hotspot and the MD380, which functions fine, now that I've made the adjustment to the hotspot, I've basically gotten into DMR for less than $200, or around about the $200 mark. A little bit more for the HD1, you know, if you tally it all up. So hotspot in the back of the car, handheld, I'm out, I'm remote. Granted, there's a cellular tower that's probably only half a kilometre away. I'm on a bit of a ridge line, and if these trees weren't here, you'd be able to see it. So I've got good cellular contact with the tower, as far as having a signal there as well. So that's how I'm able to be in the bush and do DMR, or be operating digital modes. If I didn't have that cellular network, this wouldn't be working at all. I'd obviously still be able to do analog contact if there was a repeater around, and I can get into the analog repeater from here, which is nice because it's pretty much in the same spot, or it's on the same hill that the cellular tower is. So I'm close to everything here, so great campsite. I can be here, I can be in the bush, I can be away from everybody, have a little campfire with my little dog, do some other videos and stuff like that, do a bit of video, do a bit of amateur radio. Doesn't get any better than that. Thanks very much, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.
I'm Henry 1, Golf Yankee, VK4, Zebra, Quebec, returning. Well, thank you for the contact, Joe. It's really, really nice to work into Malta, and HF is very poor conditions into Europe from here. But to see that we're able to do it on DMR is quite wonderful.
Good morning. This is Zulu Sierra 6 Echo Lima, India in South Africa.
Sierra 6 Echo Lima, India. This is 9 Henry 1 Golf Yankee, Island of Malta. How copy, please?